NASCAR Cup Series race officially concluded from Watkins Glen, and Shane Van Gisbergen picks up his fourth straight road course win of 2025. What's going on, guys? It's Daniel, and welcome back to our video. I just got done watching NASCAR Cup Series race at Watkins Glen, the Go Bowling at the Glen. We had quite a bit to talk about from this race. Let's go and talk about it. Let's begin by talking about the driver who picked up the win and victory today, and that, of course, is Shane Van Gisbergen. Shane Van Gisbergen picks up his fourth straight road course victory of the season. Let's go through his race. So Shane Van Gisbergen did not win the pole this time around. Ryan Blaney actually won the pole, and early in this race, Ryan Blaney would actually have the advantage, but you could tell that Shane Van Gisbergen was holding back quite a bit because he could keep up with Ryan Blaney. There were times where Blaney pulled away a little bit, but Shane was definitely holding back at points, and by the end of stage number one, was making a ton of ground. He would play strategy early in a race where guys like him, Ryan Blaney, and all those guys up front would actually come down pit road and not get the stage points, where Ryan Blaney actually got ahead of them on pit road, and Ross Chastain and a couple other guys nearly got him off of pit road as well. A couple guys would stay out in stage number one. I believe the driver won stage one was, I believe, maybe Alex Bowman. I'm pretty sure he would come off the corner up front and win stage number one. Actually, no, it's Chris Buescher, it seems, I believe, who won stage number one. Stage two would begin with SVG starting, I believe, in third or fourth position, because Chris Buescher would be the leader up front. Some guys actually stayed out during the strategy, but Shane Van Gisbergen got through the traffic pretty quickly and moved his way toward the front, with Blaney being up there as well, and Shane got through all the traffic and started pulling away from the field. We would get a debris caution due to Josh Berry spinning out up on the outside. He would spin out, bring debris out, that would bring out the yellow of the event, and Shane Van Gisbergen and his team would actually stay out at that point. And they would actually decide, I believe, to stay out at that point as well near the end of stage number two. Actually, they would come down pit road at the end of stage number two. This would get a couple guys like Chris Buescher, among others, to be up front. Ryan Blaney would still have the advantage. And Ryan Blaney, in fact, would actually stay out at the end of stage number two and would come off the corner and win stage number two of the event. And then on stage number three, Ryan Blaney would have the lead, and Shane Van Gisbergen would restart 12th. But he would move through the field. Unlike most drivers in the field, Shane Van Gisbergen could get up there. Guys like Ross Chastain had trouble getting through. Guys in the middle of the field had trouble getting up there, but not SVG. He moved his way up to the front and had such fresher tires and was saving us up throughout the day that by lap 55 or 56 of the event, Shane Van Gisbergen got up to Ryan Blaney and took the race lead with around 30 to 35 laps to go and started pulling away. But guys like Ryan Blaney and William Byron would come down pit road first, and we'd have the green flag pit stops. And eventually Shane Van Gisbergen would come down pit road with 29 laps to go in the event to make sure he didn't get in a bad position. And would end up winning the race and would end up pulling out to a pretty solid lead after that. Guys like William Byron Buescher would actually catch up at that point. They were getting a little bit of ground at SVG, but Shane Van Gisbergen would start pulling away once again as we got to the end of the run. And once guys like Keselowski and them came down pit road, SVG would have the race lead and would have about a 2-second lead when Buescher and Byron battled, but then SVG started opening up. He'd been playing with the field throughout the day and started pulling out to a really solid and pretty big gap. And then at this point, Shane Van Gisbergen continued to pull away. There would be some issues. So John Nemechek would spin out with around 8 laps to go in the race. And then you had Brad Keselowski would have a flat tire with around 5 laps to go. I'm thinking, oh God, here we go. We're going to have a caution to have a wreck fest at the end. But luckily, Brad Keselowski came down pit road and got fresh tires at that point. But Shane Van Gisbergen would continue to pull away. He would have a near 10-second lead as it came to the white flag of the event, pulled out to a really solid gap, and coming out the final corner in dominating fashion, Shane Van Gisbergen picks up his 4th win of 2025, is now tied for the most wins with Denny Hamlin, and picks up his 5th career NASCAR Cup Series win. And gets redemption from last year as well. We all remember the great battle between Chris Buescher and Shane Van Gisbergen for the win, where SVG made a mistake and Buescher got by him at the end of the event. Today, Shane gets redemption. He had the fastest car in the field. Yes, Ryan Blaney was really good early, but once you got back in the dirty air and track position mattered so much, he got up there and took advantage. He was the only guy that really could pass a lot of this race, in my opinion. So for Shane, he absolutely deserved the win. He's been dominant, won the race by 11 seconds, an absolute domination. He's a guy to beat at road courses right now. Every time we go to a road course track, he is going to be the guy to beat. So for him, a really impressive day for Shane Van Gisbergen to continue winning. Again, coming into this year, he only had 1 victory. He's now in like the top, I think he's like in the top 80 drivers on the all-time wins list. How many wins could he get? Because remember, he just signed a multi-year contract extension with Trackhouse Racing. So for Shane Van Gisbergen, it was a well-deserved and well-earned victory. Congratulations to him on picking up a well-deserved and dominant victory here at Watkins Glen. So now we're going ahead and take a look at the race results. I'll give my score and thoughts on today's race. So Shane Van Gisbergen picks up the win. Christopher Bell finished second. A great run for Christopher Bell today. Needing that momentum, had a really solid car, ran top 10, top 5 speed majority of the day. Got up front with the tires at the end of this wall and gets a really strong finish in second. Great run for Christopher Bell. Chris Buescher finished third. We thought Chris Buescher would be a factor considering he was the defending winner of this race last year. He was really, really good today, ran top 5 majority of the race, showed some really good pace and speed, and gets a solid top 5 finish in third. Great run for Chris Buescher. William Byron finished 4th. This team is really starting to turn the corner. They, of course, won last week at Iowa. Were really fast in practice. Saw Byron be a factor. He was the only Hendrick car today that was really good throughout the race. A solid day for William Byron. He finishes 4th. Great run for him. Chase Briscoe finished 5th, another top 5 run. This 19 team's been clicking. They've had a lot of really good runs, a lot of top 10s, a lot of top 5s. I really like the speed of the 19 car currently at the moment. A really solid, a really good run for Chase Briscoe. He finishes in 5th. Ryan Blaney finished 6th. Early in this race, I thought Ryan Blaney had something for Shane, but I think Shane was not pushing as hard. And once Ryan Blaney got in the dirty air and track position became a factor, Ryan Blaney just faded back and didn't really have the car, but still a really good day for Ryan Blaney, but not enough to contend for the victory at the end. He finished in 6th. Daniel Suarez finished 7th. A much-needed run for Daniel Suarez. We all know that Daniel Suarez will not be returning to Trackhouse Racing next year. Unfortunately, we don't know where he's going at this point. We don't know if he'll be in Cup. A run like today will really help him in the free agency talks, so a really solid day for Suarez. He finishes in 7th. Bubba Wallace finished 8th. Want to give Bubba a shout-out. That is his 4th straight top 10, which is tied for the longest streak he's had in his career, and he does it on a road course, too. Bubba's not been like an amazing road course guy, but he's gotten better on road courses over the last year or so, and he did an incredible job today. Did a solid job. Was up as far as 5th at one point in this race. Faded back a little bit because of the older tires, but put on a really good show. He finishes in 8th. Tyler Reddick finished 9th. He had to start in the back of the pack. Did show a little bit of decent speed at points today. Had a decent car. He finished 9th. Not a great run, but a decent run for Reddick. He finished in 9th. And Ross Chastain finished 10th. Ross had a top 5 car early, but got trapped a little bit in the back of the field. Lost his underground because of that. He finished 10th. A decent day, but it could have been better for Ross, but at least he does come out of this weekend with a decent finish. A.J. Allmendinger finished 11th. I thought Allmendinger would be more a factor in this race today, but just never really had the speed today to contend. He still does get a top 15, but a disappointing finish for him. Eric Jones finished 12th. He had some incidents throughout the race with his teammate John Hunter Nemechek, and he still recovered to get a top 15. Not a bad day for Eric Jones. Ryan Preece finished 13th. It's solid top 15 run. Got some stage points today as well, and will help him in the playoff grid at this point. So decent day for Preece. He finished 13th. Joe Logano finished 14th, and not a bad day for him. Austin Dillon finished 15th. He was up at 10th at one point in this race. I think that's back-to-back top 15 finishes for Austin Dillon. Seems like the 3 team might be finally actually showing something the last couple races. So decent day for him. Austin Cindric finished 16th. Decent day, but not a great day for him. Zane Smith finished 17th. Carson Osbar got an incident with Brad Keselowski in qualifying yesterday. He finished in 18th. Michael McDowell, who had a bad pit stop, unfortunately, does recover really, really well. He was outside the top 30. McDowell had top 5 car early, but unfortunately, a terrible pit stop cost him a shot. Had a great finish. He finished 19th. And Alex Bowman finished 20th. Bowman was really good early, but something happened to the handling of that race car like most of the other Hendrick cars today. Just nothing to show for it after a really good solid day. At the beginning, he did get a lot of stage points, so that will help for sure, but he does finish 20th. Noah Gragson finished 21st. I don't know what happened to Kyle Busch because it seemed like that car just completely went away for him. He was really good early, but got damaged with contact between him and Denny Hamlin. He finished in 22nd. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. finished in 23rd. Riley Herbst finished 24th, who came down pit road late. Denny Hamlin struggled all day after qualifying decently. He finished 25th. Chase Elliott with a really disappointing day. This is his first finish outside of the top 20 since Las Vegas last year, the South Point 400 during the field homage. Chase Elliott just had his worst run of the year. There's no speed in this car. I don't know what's been happening to Elliott the last couple races, but this team's got to get it together. They had a lot of momentum a couple weeks back, and it seems like they're fading a little bit. Terrible run for Chase today. After we all thought he'd be a factor, he finished 26th. Justin Haley had really good speed in practice, never really a big factor today. He finished 27th. Todd Gillen finished 28th. Cody Ware finished 29th. Ty Dillon finished in 30th. Brad Keselowski, who actually had a decent car today, unfortunately had his issues. He finished 31st. John Hunter Nemechek, who got damaged at the end, he finished 32nd. Ty Gibbs, who came to pit road late after running really well early, they lost handling on that race car. He finished 33rd. Cole Custer finished 34th. Josh Berry, after spinning out, finished 35th. Catherine Lake finished 36th. Josh Wlicki finished 37th. J.J. Lee finished 38th. And Kyle Larson finished last 39th. Kyle Larson had a braking issue early in the race, really, but one of the only notable incidents that happened in the race today. Larson started in the back. Just, I don't know what's been going on with this 5 team, but they had a braking issue. They did get the fastest lap, so they will get that bonus point, but just a bad day for Kyle Larson. Will be out of the running for the regular season championship, unfortunately. Just a tough day for Larson overall. As you also noticed, I did not mention Connor Zilch. Connor Zilch had an injury yesterday after winning the race. Connor Zilch withdrew from the event. We're not sure how long he'll be out at this point, but I'm hoping for Connor to be better at this point. So, that's the race results. Let's talk about the race as a whole. I'm going to be real and honest, there's really not much to say about this race. It was pretty straightforward. Not much really happened. Yes, the best car won the race, so that's a positive, but I really don't have much to say because we all know the issues with this next-gen car. I can't keep complaining about the car every single week, but this car, it needs a lot of work. We all thought it was getting better on the road course, especially after how good last year's race was. It just wasn't a good race today. Watkins Glen usually is a track that I'm so excited for, at least on the Cup side. Today wasn't the most exciting race. Not really much to say about it, honestly. There were some decent points, sure, but and at least the best guy won the event, so that's a positive, but not much to say. My score of today's NASCAR Cup Series race is going to be like a 5 or 6 at this point. Actually, probably 5 out of 10 at this point. Just not much to really say. Not a great race overall. Could have been worse, could have been better, but just not much to say at this point in today's race at Watkins Glen. So, that is going to be today's NASCAR Cup Series race to be from Watkins Glen. One thing, guys, for watching, please subscribe to the channel, notifications on, so if I win a video, it does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support me on Patreon as well. Let's go to below that and comment your thoughts below on today's race. What are your thoughts on today's race? Let me know below. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And congratulations, Shane and Gisbergen on picking up the win. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Tomorrow on the channel, we're going to have a NASCAR news video discussing news over the course of the last couple days. We'll talk about some supercar news around Austin Center. We'll also talk about people like Will Brown, Brock Feeney, and Brody Kosecki and Cam Waters. We'll talk about Shane Van Gisbergen's contract extension. We'll talk about the Connor Zilch and SVG battle as well. We'll talk about some other news that broke over the weekend as well with silly season report that Bob Pockers put out on some of the prospects in this series. We're going to have content coming out. People like Haley Deegan, Carl Edwards, Kurt Busch, Kyle Busch, Bo Wallace, Ross Chastain, Sheldon Creed, Sam Mayer, Eric Almirola, Chandler Smith, Austin Hill, Frankie Muniz, Cletus Safar, Dodge Ram, all the good stuff when we talk about it on the channel in the coming days and weeks. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I'll see you guys next time for more great awesome NASCAR content and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, buddy.